Hello and all, welcome to the Cylinder Surf Club for our barrier trials this Tuesday, the 16th of December. We have the 4 trials taking place, so take note. We were initially carded to have 5 trials, but the runners for trial 5 have been dispersed to trials 2, 3 and 4 respectively. So only 4 trials this morning. The first 3 will be over 1,000 meters on track 2, and then trial 4 will be on the sand track. Runners and riders for the first trial is up on the screen. Starting off with Lucky Freedom will be ridden by W.H. Lim. Blaze Titan, Andre de Silva. Silver Dragon, Esu Zer. Section 18, Atmazani. Red Jade will be ridden by Shafiq. Banker's Hero, G. Fahan. Banker's Kingdom, CK Core. And Banker's Empress will be ridden by Nutman. There's the runners and riders for trial 1, and they'll be making their way down to the start shortly. The first trial is off at 9:10, and we are working on a yielding track. Just to confirm, all 4 trials will be on track 2, so take note of that. All 4 trials will be on track 2, and no trials on the sand track this morning. Runners moving in for the first trial. Blaze Tyson, the first one in. I'll be ridden by Andre de Silva. Silver Dragon. And in case you haven't heard the news, we have an added race meeting for this weekend on Saturday the 20th of December, with expected 8 races on the program, followed by Sunday's race meeting on the 21st of December, which has always been in your calendar. So added race meeting for this weekend on Saturday, as Red Jade is about to move in. Half the field loaded. It's a field of 8 runners here. As Banker's Hero moves in, the first of 3 Banker's runners. Banker's Kingdom's already loaded away. And Banker's Empress is the remaining one as well. So we've got Banker's Hero, Banker's Kingdom, Banker's Empress all in this trial as Lucky Freedom moves in. And just left with the 2 Banker's runners, Banker's Kingdom and Banker's Empress, the last 2. Banker's Kingdom moves in, Banker's Empress the last one. Field of 8 runners for trial 1, working on a yielding track. Just about set and ready, flags up. And away and trialling in the first of the barrier trials. A little bit slow into stride was Red Jade, finds himself at the back end of the field as Blaze Titan is one of the quickest ones to respond, leads the field heading down the back straight with Lucky Freedom on his inside in second. Towards the outside is Silver Dragon from section 18, then deeper out Banker's Hero. In behind that you'll find Red Jade, who has recovered after a sluggish beginning. Just in behind that is Banker's Kingdom, and towards the end is Banker's Empress, who is the last one, is detached from the rest of the field and is racing about 10 lengths off the leaders as they're homeward bound. 450 left to travel, and up in front Lucky Freedom picks up the lead from Blaze Titan up on his outside in second. Deeper out on the track you've got Silver Dragon working into the trial with section 18. Then came Red Jade, and the rest of the Bankers runners, well, they're well outpaced. Banker's Hero, Banker's Kingdom and Banker's Empress, the last trios, are into the final 150 meters now. Blaze Titan ranges up alongside Lucky Freedom, and deepest out section 18 also starting to find a good finish, but it's Lucky Freedom with the run down to the line. They'll get up to win from section 18 in second. Third place Blaze Titan from Silver Dragon in fourth. Then came Red Jade, followed by Banker's Empress. Then came Banker's Kingdom and Banker's Hero, the last one. So Lucky Freedom wins trial 1, WH11 for the HY Chain Stable, with the blinkers on this morning, and will win by just over a length. Second place section 18, who ran on quite smartly for the Chinchinoi Stables. Third place Blaze Titan. Then came Silver Dragon, who was batting fourth. Only 2 lengths covered the first 4 across the line. Then was a big gap of about 7 lengths back to Red Jade, who was in fifth. Then came Banker's Kingdom, followed by Banker's Hero and Banker's Empress. Well, excuse me, Banker's Hero was actually last. Just to confirm the numbers once again, Lucky Freedom the winner, second place section 18, third place was Blaze Titan, fourth place Silver Dragon, fifth place was Red Jade. I can confirm it was Banker's Empress that was in sixth, and then Banker's Kingdom was in seventh, and then Banker's Hero was last across the line in eighth. So those are the official results for trial 1 as we head across to trial 2, which will be up next shortly. Should commence in about 9 minutes time. We'll have the runners and riders for trial 2 up on screen in just a few moments time. Take note, one Abracadabra has now joined this trial for trial 2. The runners and riders on the screen. We have an unnamed runner, which will be ridden by Y. Ivy and by Dubious for the Wayne Lim stable. Southern Speed will be ridden by KC1. Once Upon a Time will be ridden by WH Lim. Mr. Wind, Andre de Silva. One Abracadabra, who has joined this trial, will be ridden by Jose de Souza. Drum Call will be ridden by Akmazani. And Banker's Dread will be ridden by CK Call. Those are the runners and riders for trial 2 and should commence in about 7 minutes time. runners moving in for the second trial. Southern Speed, the first one to move in. Field of 7 runners. Just a reminder, 1 Abracadabra has joined this trial. It was initially carded for trial 5, but as mentioned, trial 5 is no longer taking place, and those runners have been dispersed for trials 2, 3, and 4. Mr. Wind moves in. Now for the turn of Gum Call. Only one runner in this field carded to race this weekend, and that's Bankers Good. Meanwhile, the unnamed runner under YIFE is the next to load, just backs away at the first attempt. And the second attempt. Now moves in. So just over half the field loaded away. 3 runners left to load. 1 Abracadabra and Jose de Souza, Bankers Good. And the next one, Once Upon a Time, who moves in. 2 runners left to load, Bankers Good, and 1 Abracadabra to complete the field. Bankers Good moves in. 1 Abracadabra, the last one. One Abracadabra moves into the widest barrier. We're set and ready. 7 runners. Trial 2 for the morning. Flags up. Gates are back and away and trialing. A little bit slow into stride was Mr. Wind, who now finds himself detached from the rest of the field and is well back in the early stages. The unnamed runner towards the inside broke out well, showing speed as well as Once Upon a Time. Deep routes on the track, pushing forward is Bankers Good. The yellow sorts is Gum Call, racing just ahead of Southern Speed and now improves to race 1 better. Deep route is 1 Abracadabra, and well detached from the field is Mr. Wind, who's about 15 lengths behind the second last horse, so he's well out of this trial as they're into the home straight now. 450 meters left to travel. Up in front, it's Once Upon a Time with the unnamed runner. Deep routes on the track, we got Bankers Good with 1 Abracadabra. In behind those is Southern Speed, who's right battle on the inside. And then came Gum Core, and Mr. Wind's well outpaced as they're into the final 200 meters now. And 1 Abracadabra moves in towards the outside. Battle on the inside is the unnamed runner, and these two pull well clear of the rest of the field. It's the unnamed runner under YIFE, though, that's going the better, and the unnamed runner is going to win trial 2 for the morning. Wins by a length and a half to 1 Abracadabra. Third and fourth gets quite close between Bankers Good and Southern Speed. Then came Gum Call, followed further back in the field by Once Upon a Time, and crossing the line now is Mr. Wind, who was beaten 20 lengths from the second last horse. So the unnamed runner by Dubious is the winner. YIFE for the Wayne Lim stable. Wins trial 2, is always up on speed. 1 Abracadabra, not a bad trial back in second. Had to work overtime and was about 3 deep for most of the trial. And worked into the closing stages quite well. Was not really persevered with. And will only go down by a length and a half to the unnamed runner who wins trial 2. Second place, 1 Abracadabra. Third and fourth got close at the end from Bankers Good and Southern Speed. We'll wait for the slow-mo replay. As it was heads up, heads down. It will go to Southern Speed on the inside, just ahead of Bankers Good. Then came Once Upon a Time from Gum Call. And a long way back was Mr. Wind, who was last across the line. So the winner is the unnamed runner by Dubious for the Wayne Lim stable, from 1 Abracadabra in second. Third place Southern Speed, and fourth was Bankers Good. Fifth place Once Upon a Time, In 6 was Drum Core, and last across the line was Mr. Wind. That completes trial 2. We move across to trial 3 next. We've got quite a few runners that have been added to trial 3. All of Thunder Heroes, Subar Win, and Pacific Diamond. And we'll have the runners and riders for trial 3 up on screen shortly. Runners and riders for trial 3, starting off with the unnamed runner, which will be ridden by Y. Ify. Investor, G. Fahan. Storm Warrior, Shafiq. Psalm will be ridden by J. Ikram. Clone Man will be ridden by J. Daniel. And Thunder Hero will be ridden by W.H. Lim. So Thunder Hero, W.H. Lim, Clone Man, J. Daniel. Subar Win, Benny Woodworth. And Pacific Diamond will be ridden by Andre De Silva. So all of Thunder Hero, Subar Win, and Pacific Diamond have been added to trial 3. And this is the second last of our trials, once again on track 2, and the runners and riders will make their way down to the start shortly. So after all of that, Storm Warrior is the first one to move in. Field of 8 runners here for the penultimate trial for the morning, as Clone Man moves in. Just a reminder, Thunder Hero, Sabar Win and Pacific Diamond have all been moved into this trial. Next runner to load will be Investor. Oh, and Storm Warrior has broken through the front of the starting stalls and Shafit's on the ground. And Storm Warrior has broken loose. So I highly doubt Storm Warrior will be in this trial. Seems to be an absolute nutcase to Storm Warrior. And he's now making his way past the 800 meter mark. And looks like he'll be going through the entirety of the track here. Meanwhile, the only other horse is Clone Man that's loaded. So I would imagine Storm Warrior will not be taking part in this trial. So we should be in for a slight delay for trial 3. Of what would now be 7 runners. As Storm Warrior has just done a full lap of the track. The clerk of the course making his way down the back straight to try and catch him at about the 1200 meter mark. Meanwhile, none of the other runners have moved in. They've all been taken out and are busy milling about down at the start. So we are expected to be in for quite some delay here for trial 3. Storm Warrior is about to make his way right back to the rest of the field. And he has now broken loose and has been caught, finally. Storm Warrior is in hand now, and I'm sure that means we will begin the rest of the loading process here. Just to confirm, Storm Warrior not taking part anymore. They'll try again with Investor, who is also proving to be a little bit troublesome down at the start. And continues to play up. It's not the best behaved field of runners here. And for all purposes, Shafit looks fine on his feet down at the start. So waiting on Investor to be the first one to move in. I think they might call in a few others in the meanwhile. So once again, Clone Man will move in for the second time. Shows the others how to do it. Pacific Diamond, the next one. Five runners remaining. Psalm, Thunder Hero, an unnamed runner, Talparian, and Investor, as well as Sabar Win. So Investor has the blindfold on. Moves in. Four runners left to load. Sabar Win, the unnamed runner, as well as Psalm and Thunder Hero. Currently working on the unnamed runner by Talparian out of Absolute Empress. Moves up to the stalls, but not quite in yet. This time round moves in. So the unnamed runners moved in. Three runners remaining. All of Sabar Win. Investor. Has already moved in, and Sabar Win now steps forward. And we have one runner left to load. Or two runners left to load rather, Thunder Hero and Psalm. Thunder Hero moves in, Psalm the last one. Psalm completes the field. Sets and ready, flags up 1,000 meters. Gates are back and away and trialing from the 1,000 meter mark. Starters taught them to an OK beginning towards the inside. The unnamed runner was one of the slowest ones to respond. Investors pretty keen in the early stages. Gives the rider a bit of a handful, will lead the field down the bat straight. Deep routes on the track, you've got Thunder Hero working forward into a positive position with Psalm the Grey battle on the inside. Deep route is Sabar Win, that's being tracked by Pacific Diamond. Then came the unnamed runner, and Clone Man is the bat marker. 8 lengths cover the field as they make their way past the 500 meter mark. And up in front, it's Investor. He's worked quite hard to get up to the lead. Goes 2 lanes clear of Psalm. At his outside is Thunder Hero. Deep routes on the track, you've got Sabar Win with Pacific Diamond. The unnamed runners won from last, and Clone Man brings up the back end of the field. A dozen lanes cover them with 250 left to travel now. Investor looking to make it start to finish up in front. 2 lanes clear of Psalm. Pacific Diamond works into the trial well. Deep routes on the track. It's still Investor in the front. He's got weary legs though, because here comes Psalm up on the outside. And Psalm's now going to pick up the lead from Investor into the closing stages. And Psalm will win from Investor, Pacific Diamond. Then came Thunder Hero, followed further back in the field by Sabar Win. Then came the unnamed runner, and Clone Man was the last one. And just to confirm, Storm Warrior was a late withdrawal down at the start. However, it is Psalm that wins the grey. Carded to race this weekend. J. Ikram in the saddle for the EP Ton stable. And will beat Home Investor by a long neck or so. Third place went the way of Pacific Diamond, who worked into the trial quite nicely, hard up on the outside. And then came Thunder Hero back in fourth. Followed by Sabar Win. Then came the unnamed runner, and Clone Man was last across the line. Just to repeat the numbers, Psalm is the winner for Trial 3. Second place went the way of Investor. In third was Pacific Diamond. Fourth place Thunder Hero. In fifth was Sabah Win. Sixth was the Unnamed Runner. And last across the line was Clone Man back in seventh, and Storm Warrior was a late withdrawal down at the start. Up next, the fourth and final trial for the morning. It's a field of 6 runners over 1,000 meters on track 2, and we'll have the runners and riders up on screen shortly. Up next is the fourth and final trial over 1,000 meters on track 2. It's a field of 5 runners, as Good Friend has been scratched. Looking at the runners and riders here, Hey Boss will be ridden by KC1. Superman John will be ridden by Shafiq. Dangerous Chance will be ridden by WH Lim. Pacific Angel, Andre Da Silva. And King Arthur will be ridden by Jordan Mallion. 5 runners. Trial 4 should commence in approximately 6 minutes time. Are running slightly over schedule, but Trial 3 was quite a handful with a few misbehaved runners. And we'll close off the barrier trials this morning in the next few minutes. Runners moving in for the final trial of the morning. Dangerous Chance, the first one in. Just a field of 5 runners. Pacific Angel, King Arthur, Superman Jun, and Hey Boss, the remaining 4. Superman Jun, Hey Boss, the next one. Pacific Angel, and King Arthur, the last one. King Arthur moves in. 5 runners, 1,000 meters, the final trial for the morning. And they're sent on their way from the 1,000 meter mark. And once again, the start has brought them to a level beginning. Who wants the lead in the early stages? King Arthur pushing forward under Geordie Mallion to be one of the early front runners. Pacific Angel right alongside him, and towards the inside, Dangerous Chance. Now made to a line of 3. As Superman, Jun, and Hey Boss are just going to track the front trio, and they're at the back end of the field with 5 lengths that cover the field as they make their way past the 700 meter mark. And up in front, Dangerous Chance matching stride for stride with Pacific Angel, and those two now tear off ahead of King Arthur, who's back in third and 2 lengths off them. Further back in the field, we drop back to Superman Jun, and Hey Boss is done for early speed, is well back and is about 10 lengths off the leading duo. As they're into the final 350 meters, it's Pacific Angel, the grey, on the outside with Dangerous Chance battle on the inside. King Arthur is deeper out in the track, working into the trial well with Superman Jun, and these 4 left to fight it out. Dangerous Chance up in front, but here comes Superman Jun with King Arthur over the top. Pacific Angel in between those, but here comes Superman Jun, who picked them off one by one into the closing stages, will win by half a length. Dangerous Chance back in second, third and fourth very close between Pacific Angel and King Arthur, and crossing the line now was Hey Boss. So Superman Jun will win the final trial for the morning. Shafiq riding for the KC Tian stable, with the pacifiers on this morning for Superman Jun, and passes with flying colours. Crickened up best of all, hard up on the outside, and will beat home Dangerous Chance, who is back in the second. It's the long time leader. Third and fourth got very close between Pacific Angel and King Arthur. It was heads up, heads down as they hit the line. And that will go the way of the grey, Pacific Angel, who was in third. Fourth place, King Arthur, and Hey Boss, the last one. Just to confirm the numbers for the fourth and final trial this morning, Superman Jun, your winner. Second place, Dangerous Chance. In third was Pacific Angel from King Arthur back in fourth, and Hey Boss was last across the line. Thank you very much for joining us. That completes our barrier trials for this Tuesday, the 16th of December. Just a reminder, we have the 2 race meetings this weekend taking place on Saturday the 20th of December and Sunday the 21st of December. And that will close off the race meetings and the racing calendar for the year here at the Selangor Surf Club. So looking forward to the end of year race meetings. And I believe it's 8 races on Saturday and 11 or 12 on Sunday. I stand to be corrected. With that, until then, farewell, take care. And this is Devon Pretorius signing off from the Selangor Surf Club.